Gogeta, a character that needs no introduction, but I'll try anyways.
This time it'll be Gokuja, how about Gogeta?
Gogeta is a prolific, fused Saiyan warrior, likely the most powerful character that we've ever seen in the Dragon Ball universe, a fusion of Goku and Vegeta. He's been one of the biggest names in Dragon Ball, from movies, video games, and even, of course, in the figure collecting world. His last big appearance was his canonical introduction in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, and you bet that Bandai and Toei and of course Shueisha really milked the crap out of him for merchandise. One notable release was the Super Master Stars piece set, released in 2019, and today we're going to review the entire set. For those who are unaware, Super Master Stars piece were the most premium figures Bandai released via the Ichiban Kuji lottery in Japan and in some overseas retailers. If you don't know what Ichiban Kuji is, then I'd recommend watching the video above to learn more about it. Super Master Stars piece figures are typically large, highly detailed figures made by the biggest sculptors in the industry. This Gogeta was made by Yamashita Manabu, who made quite a few notable Super Master Stars piece figures like the base Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and even the first released Super Saiyan 4 Goku. By the way, you're going to see all of those figures reviewed here on this channel, so make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss those upcoming reviews. Super Master Stars piece figures also release with at least 4 different variations of their sculpts. This Gogeta falls into that category with Prize A, known as the Brush or the Super Saiyan Blue, Prize B, known as the Brush 2 or the Super Saiyan, Prize C, known as the Brush 3 or the Base, and Prize D, known as the 2 Dimensions or Manga Dimensions. I will point out that this Gogeta is slightly different than your typical Super Master Stars piece release, as they normally don't have each figure carry a different form, but rather each figure has a different paint style. Technically, that is still the case here, but I do appreciate Bandai changing things up a little bit by giving us different forms rather than just different variations of paint. Before we talk about the figures more, I'd like to talk about the box themselves. Super Master Stars piece figures have a very distinct style for their box. They're large, rectangle-shaped pieces with a white background and the figures showcased all around it, but their colors are washed out. The box usually highlights all 4 different styles that release as a set to encourage people to collect them all. You'll also see which figure it is by the number on the back of the box with a colored pic of the figure. Of course, you can always look for the Toei animation sticker at the top of the box to verify the legitimacy of the figure as well. All 4 of these Gogetas should have these attributes on their boxes. I really love the style of these boxes because they really do drive home the feel that these are premium figures. Alright, now that we have all of that out of the way, let's talk about these figures. Right off the bat, you'll see that each one is notably large. Each one is about 12 to 13 inches tall, which compared to something like a Masterlies figure is pretty big. They even look bigger than Grandista figures, which are big in their own right. The figures are all painted with matte paint for a more realistic and premium finish, and you'll find shading on their skin and jacket bezels. However, there isn't a lot of shading outside of that for the figure, which is quite disappointing. For premium figures, you'd expect shading from top to bottom. The Manga Dimensions version is the most unique of the 4, since he has a special paint finish to make him look like a manga page or something. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Manga Dimension style figures. I just feel like they distract way too much from the sculpt of a figure and really take away from the regular paint of a figure. Even with that in mind though, I find this particular Manga Dimensions very sloppy. There doesn't seem to be a lot of rhyme or reason as to what type of lighting or shading they wanted to replicate on the figure, and it just makes him look more sickly or messy than anything. I do think the best painted one of them all is the Super Saiyan. I love the paler yellow of his hair, and his jacket bezels have a brighter color of yellow instead of the greenish yellow that the others have. The base Gogeta is really nice too though, since we don't really see a lot of merch for his base form very often. I'm also not the biggest fan of this sculpt. The figure just doesn't really look like Gogeta to me. If you look at the Grandista in comparison, it's clear which one looks closer to the anime. The Super Master Stars piece has a few notable issues that really take away from the figure's likeness and quality. His hair really looks a bit too big for Gogeta. I think this is more of a nitpick, but the shape and style of the figure's hair doesn't really look that similar to Gogeta's to me. It's not terribly off, but I'm not a fan, especially of his oversized bang in front of his face. Speaking of his face, it's also a bit strange. I find that his chin is far too pointy and his nose looks a bit too long and pointy too. His arms also look a little too long and lanky, while his torso is a bit too small for my liking. Also, is it just me, or does his jacket look like it's warped or something? It just doesn't look like it fits right. I can appreciate the hyper-realistic veins popping on his arms and the texturing of his hair, pants, and muscles, but the figure really comes across as unlike Gogeta. Something I noticed about this set is the amount of QC issues that's surrounding it. My blue and base figures are the biggest culprits for me. The blue Gogeta came with a paint defect where one of his eyebrows is slightly off its mark and then ends with a nice paint dot next to his eye. Nice. I also found that one of his wrists was slightly disconnected from his arm. It doesn't fall off, but it's noticeable if you're looking at all of the details. My base Gogeta is fine, but I feel like he looks as though he's covered in glue on his torso or something. It looks like he's ready for a bodybuilding competition and he's oiled up and ready to get on stage and start flexing. Neither of these issues are deal breakers in my opinion, but for figures that run anywhere from $50 to $150 in today's market, you'd hope that Bandai would really take care to make these high quality figures look as great as possible, especially if they made limited quantities. Now, do I recommend these Super Master Stars piece figures? Honestly, not really. There's another set of Super Master Stars piece figures of Gogeta doing the Kamehameha that I've reviewed once in the past, and I am planning on re-reviewing now in the modern format on my channel, and I already know for a fact, since I already owned him, that he's far better than this Gogeta. For the prices that these go for, they're really not worth the investment unless you're like a super die-hard Gogeta fan, or you're crazy like me and you want to collect every single Super Master Stars piece figure.
I love your confidence.
It's really just for bragging rights, and if you want a similar Gogeta for the same quality, the same size, then I definitely recommend either the aforementioned Super Master Stars piece Gogeta, or maybe even the Extreme Saiyans Gogeta, which are Masterly's extra figures. There's already a base form and a blue form. I think those are far better than these, and as you can see right here, they look better in comparison too. You can even go for the old Grandista Gogetas, but just keep in mind that those have hollow legs, so if that is a deal breaker for you, maybe you can just wait it out because there are upcoming Grandista Gogetas that are in the new format, so you have those options. I hope you found this review valuable and informative. I do think Super Master Stars piece figures are some of the best figures Bandai have ever made, but this set of Gogeta figures is definitely the worst set of Super Master Stars piece, at least for Dragon Ball. I have a ton more Super Master Stars piece figures that are on the way, and I have a few more that are still boxed behind me, so please let me know in the comment section below which Super Master Stars piece set do you want to see me review next. But if you made it this far in the video, guys, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more content. Of course, join our Discord community. There's a link to join down in the description below. And if you want to go even further beyond and supporting the channel, consider becoming a YouTube member in one of our tiers. But I think that's all I got for you guys today. So till the next video, I will see you all later.